Hey guys, today I want to talk to you about a little situation I got into about 6 or 8 months ago. I went to the Philippines to visit a young mother of 2 kids. Had a great time with her. Spent a couple of weeks. She lived with her mother, 2 kids. Her father had passed away, I think, about 3 or 4 years previous. She was about to be homeless. I helped her buy a little spot of land, helped her build a little house. About a month down the road, she helped me buy a little spot of land. Now, all this is in her name. Is this little Filipina scamming me, or is she helping me? That's what I want to talk about today. So grab your beer, pull a seat up, and let's talk about it. Alright guys, let's get in this situation. I'm just going to come off the hip, let it rip. I ain't got no script. I'm just going to tell you the situation that I got into about a year ago. So about a year ago, I met this young, beautiful lady, about 26, 27, in a Facebook group. We got to chatting for 2 or 3 months, and I decided to go see her. Got me a condo, got on a plane. We hung out for a couple of weeks, seen a little bit of her family. She introduced me to her mother and the children. They lived in a little shack. You know, they didn't have much, cooked on fire. They really didn't have a lot. They was struggling. Sweet, sweet woman. Her mother was a sweet woman, real kind. Children was real nice. So I met them. We had a great time together, me and that young lady. Got back on the airplane, come back home. Well, after I got home, a couple of days, she said, I said, what are you doing? She said, well, I got to go to my grandmother's funeral. I said, which grandmother? She said, well, the one you met. She was basically on her deathbed. And I went in and said hello to her, and it was nice to meet her and stuff. And she was 90-something years old, I think 92, 94, young, early 90s. So she said, yeah, she died. And I said, well, I'm sorry to hear that. She's like, well, you know, we was expecting it. You know, she was getting old, and, you know, we've been waiting. I said, well, you doing okay? And she said, yeah. She posted videos on her Facebook of the funeral and stuff, and pictures. She took pictures of her in the coffin and stuff and all this. And I said, well, you know, I'm really sorry to hear that. She said, yeah. Well, about a couple of days later, I said, how you doing? You doing okay? You holding up okay? She said, well, I'm doing okay, but we got to move. So what do you mean you got to move? She lived in a little shack, you know, it's terrible, cook on fire, didn't have a tub or nothing. So when you got to move? She said, well, the lease was in my grandmother's name. And they told us a while back ago that they weren't going to try to get us to move with her here. The lease was in her name. But when she died, me and my mother and the 2 kids had to leave. We have to tear this little place down and clear it out before we leave. She had like 2 weeks left. It was like the middle of the month. She said, the first of the month, we got to be gone. So what are you going to do? She said, I don't know. She didn't have a job or nothing. So I talked to her, tried to help her out a little bit. I said, well, you need to go try to see if you can find a job. And I told her what to do. I said, go uptown, go in every little business, ask everybody if they need help. And that's what she did. But she got her job stocking shelves in a grocery store in the mall, which is pretty good. I think it come up to about $160 a month. She told me the pesos. I don't remember. I figured it out. In the currency, U.S. currency, and it come up about I think it was 160 a month. So she was tickled to death. At least she had a job. So, but she only gets paid once a month. She gets paid monthly. That's not good. That's hard going from one month to another month. So anyway, I said, well, what are you going to do? She said, well, I found a little place for about $50 a month that we can stay for now. She said, I want to buy some land and build us a little place where we won't never have to worry about getting kicked off again. I said, yeah, well, that's good. That's a good idea. So a little bit later, a week or 2 later, I don't remember how long, she said, I found a little spot of land. I said, well, that's good. She said, it's $400 for the little spot of land. I said, really? She said, yeah. I said, send me some pictures of it. That was a nice little spot of land. Had a couple of little houses beside it, just little small houses. I said, well, that's good. I said, what's your plans? She said, well, I've got one sister, and her husband give me $200. They're all Filipinos. They're all Filipinos. There's no foreigners involved. And she said, they give me $200. They said my mother could live with them, but me and my children couldn't. Her husband said that was too much, but they would take care of my mother. But me and my children, we got to find a place to live. So she found out, she got that little place. She rented it out, whatever it was, for a little bit. So she found a piece of land. I said, well, you're going to get the land? She said, yeah, I'm going to save my money up. She said, I got $200. I'm going to save the rest of my money up. And I said, well, how long you reckon it's going to take? She said, 3 or 4 months. I seen the pictures and stuff, thought about it. I said, I'll tell you what, I'll give you the other $200. She said, really? I said, yeah, if you want this little piece of land, I'll give you another $200. She was tickled to death. Yeah, I'm going to get it. I said, all right. So I sent her the $200. Well, about a week later, sure enough, she sent me a bunch of pictures of the land. She sent me a deed with her name on it and all this. Thank you so much. You don't know how much you helped us, blah, 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 blah. I said, well, what's your plans now? She said, well, I'm going to save up my money to build a little house. I said, well, how much is that going to cost? She said, well, I don't know. And I'm going to show you some pictures throughout this video so you can see it. Here shortly, I'll post pictures up. She said, I'm going to build a little house. I said, what kind of house you going to build? She said, 2-bedroom, bath, living room, kitchen. Just something, a shelter for us, a nice little place. I said, well, who you going to get to build it? She said, well, people in the neighborhood say this guy down here has built a lot of these houses. And he does a good job and he's cheap. I said, well, get him to come over and let you know how much he'd charge you to build a house. She said, okay. So she did. A couple days later, he said he'd build me a house for $600. $600, build you a house? She said, yeah, I mean, it's nothing big, but, it's a house, for us to live in, shelter and stuff and all. It's got a bathroom, it'll have a tub, everything. Water, electricity, everything, $600. I said, well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to give you $200 and you tell him to get started. She said, really? I said, yeah. Well, she come back a couple of days later and said, well, he said he could get the block, do the floor, do the cement, do this, do the framing, I think, maybe the roof. $200. I said, $200 you can do all that? She said, yeah. Tell him to get started on it. Now, I'm taking this day by day, and I'm not thinking, am I getting scammed? Am I stupid? A couple $100 here and there, it's not breaking me, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going without food. So she sent me pictures. About a week later, floor was done, framing was done, the roof was up, and I'm like, wow. I said, what are you going to do next? She said, we're going to do the outside next, and you're going to put the inside walls up. I said, here's $200. Put it up, let me see it. Well, he did. About another week later, sure enough, I had the outside up, had the inside walls done. Everything was ready. Just had to get a bathtub and a sink, put the windows in. Damn. I knew it was fairly cheap, but I didn't know it was that damn cheap. I said, how much more you like? She said, well, I just got to do the windows and the bathtub and the fixtures, toilet stuff. I said, well, here's $200 more. So I sent her a couple $100 more. Sure enough, about a week later, the windows was in. She sent her pictures of the tub, toilet, and all. Video calling me, walking around it, showing it, just tickled to damn death. I said, what you got to do now? She said, well, I got to get the water hooked up and the power. And I think both of them together, one was a little more than the other, they come up to about $100. She said, I get the power and water hooked up, we can live, we can move in. I said, well, here's $200 more. Get your power turned on, get your water turned on, get out of that little place you in, go to your new place. She said, we're going to dig our garden up. We got a lot of plants and stuff at the other place. We're going to dig all that up, and I'm going to transport it, and blah, 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 and all this stuff. She did it, took pictures of it. And I'm guessing it didn't take long. I mean, within 4 to 6 weeks, she was living in that new place. Tickled to death. And here's how I look at it. I think I ended up $1,060. And I'm going to show you that place right now. And I look at it like this. I spent $1,000. It's not going to hurt me one way or another. And it helped her and her family out. I helped somebody. So she told me, she said, this is your place too. Whenever you come, this is your place. And I said, well, you know, we ain't boyfriend and girlfriend, blah, 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 and all this. And if you start seeing somebody else, I understand it ain't a big deal. She said, no, this place is always open to you. My mother don't even want to live here till you come because she said, this is your house. I said, no, it's your house. I helped you get this house. I built this for you and your family to get out of that shed and not be homeless. And I said, this is yours. I said, you know, if you let me come visit stuff, whatever, you know, stay a little while, that's great. She said, oh yeah, you're always welcome. This is yours too. You paid for this. So a little later on, about a month later, I told her I'd like to buy some land. I said, if you find a little spot of land like that again, let me know. I'd like to have a little spot of land. She said, all right. About a month later, she called me and said, hey, I found a little spot. I said, you did? She said, yes, right on the ocean. She said, it's in a little gated community, and it's on a corner. There's a road here, a road in front, road on the side, road in the front. And there's a seawall in front of it. On the other side of the road, there's a seawall and borders. It's not on the beach or nothing, but you're facing the ocean. And I said, well, send me some pictures of it. So she sent me some pictures of it. So how much do you want for it? She said, $500. I'm like, well, you know, I'm already thinking, well, I'm going to get this land and I'll never see it. I'll never be on it again. I'm probably getting scammed. Should I do it? Should I not? And she said, well, you know, that's fine. I understand. You know, you don't trust me. That's fine. You don't really know me that good. If you don't want to get it, don't get it. That's fine. That's up to you. But this is what I'll do. I'll buy the land. I'll lease it to you for 30 years. No restriction. And everything's paid. She said, what you've done for me, I cannot repay you for what you've done. You've helped me and my family and my children. You provided us a place to stay with land. She said, so this land is yours. And whatever you tell me to do, if you tell me to resell it, I'll resell it and send you the money. It's yours. If you want me to buy it, I'll buy it and lease it to you for 30 years. Whatever you want on that contract, we'll put on that contract. No restrictions, paid in full for 30 years. Whatever you want me to do, I'll do it. It's yours. Even if you get another girlfriend and bring another girlfriend to live there, it's yours. It's your land. Whatever you want to do, there's no hard feeling because I can't repay you for what you've done. So I thought about it and I thought, well, $500 for a piece of land for 30 years, that's like spending $3 for a lottery ticket and winning $1 million, you know. If I lose $500, if I do, it ain't good, that's stupid. But if I get land for 30 years, I wouldn't do it for $5,000, but $500, hell. So she asked me, she said, well, what do you want to do? She said, these people are family of my friend. And they're telling me they got several other people wants to get the land right now, but they're waiting on your decision. If you don't want it, tell me and I'll tell them because they're asking them every day, can we get it, can we get it, can we get it? And I said, I'll send you $500. Go ahead and get it. So I sent her $500. She got the land. Put it in her name. She said, as soon as you come back, whenever you decide you come back, we'll go to a lawyer. We'll get a lease agreement, 30 years, and it's yours. You can do whatever you want. No restrictions. Build whatever you want. She said, I asked them. There's no restrictions on the land. You can do whatever you want to do. So I found a little house I'll post here of what I plan to do, if the land's still there when I get there. So in a nutshell, I ended up spending $1,000 to get them a house, and I spent $500 on a piece of land. I showed her the house I wanted. She went and showed the guy that built her house, and then she asked him how much would it cost to build me that house. He said I could build him that house for about $1,200 right there on the beach. Now, I'm not going to get that started. It's going to be in my name before I build anything else. $500 is all I'm willing to lose, take a chance at. So you tell me, was that worth a chance? I didn't buy that house for that woman, buy that land for that woman and her family, mother, in return for anything. But I did gamble this $500, thinking, well, maybe she's an honest and really thankful person that's going to help me out with a little spot of land to build my own place on for 30 years. I'm 55. If I live 30 years, I'll be 85. I probably won't live that damn long. I told her, I said, whatever I build after 30 years, you can have it. You'll be my age. And whatever's there when I leave, you can have it, whether we're together or not. She said, yeah, I mean, even if we're not together, it's yours. That's your land. And if you make it to 85, I'll upgrade it some more. I said, well, if I die, you can have it. So what do you think? Am I an idiot? Or was it worth $500 to take a risk? We still message her all the time. She's not my girlfriend. We ain't no commitment made. But she did tell me one time if I ever decided to get married, let her know she'd marry me anytime I wanted to marry her. So, will I get this place and end up being with somebody else? And then she get jealous and take it away from me and kick me out and keep the house? Or, you know, what? I've talked to some lawyers and, you know, they say they can work things out. If she's willing to do this, do that, well, I can be protected. But, you know, it's her land, and she can make it hard on me and get me kicked out. So, but if I build a house for $1,200 with $500 in the land and have $1,700 in it, hell, you can't rent an apartment for 1 month for $1,700 where I'm from. So, if I had it for a year or two, it'd be worth $1,700. So, all right, guys, you tell me in the comments what you think. Am I a damn idiot? Or is it worth taking a chance for $500? All right, guys, thanks for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, comment. It don't take but a second to give a thumbs up before you click off here. Just click that thumbs up. And I'm going to try to get you another video. I got some other stuff I want to put out. I'll get you another video out soon. So take care of yourself and come back and see me. Bye.